You're not worthy of that stage. You're never going to be as good as those leaders. You're going to embarrass your family. You're going to let your kids down. But I knew that I must be louder than that noise.
Growing up as a kid, I was a dreamer. It just seemed that the majority of the people around me just didn't understand. How was it possible that I could be the only one to believe that other things are possible, that you can follow your dreams, that what you really, really wanted more than life itself was really possible? Why was it that I was the only one? All I kept hearing was, that's silly. That'll never happen. That only happens to those people. You just need to go back and do what everyone else is doing. I just knew one day I'd find other people that maybe had dreams too. And I knew that I needed to rise above, and I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I needed to be louder than all of that noise.
I'm just a small town southern girl from Alabama, and I was told after graduating from college and 3 years with 2 degrees that the only thing that mattered was to get a secure job. To have no emotion and sensitivity, act like a man, compete against my coworkers, and shove them off the ladder if I had to, but you climb that ladder as fast as you can. As a pharmaceutical rep, I quickly learned that my actions and my hard work did not determine my success. That it's not you, it's who you know. See, I was tired of sucking up to that boss I didn't respect. I was tired of taking my clients out to lavish dinners into the wee hours of the morning and spending more time with them than I did my very own family. To follow through on requests for reports that no one ever looked at. I actually had a tracking device on my computer in the form of a timestamp. My second leash was the satellite tracking on my car. My company owned me. They owned my life. They made my schedule. They told me where to be and when. I had to wake up every day and put on a stuffy corporate suit. And every night, I went to bed with a heavy heart, knowing that my actions weren't helping people become healthy. My actions were causing people I didn't even know to get a prescription for a drug that didn't change their health or prevent that disease, that just masked their symptoms. Ladies and gentlemen in this room, you must rise above and be louder than the noise.
A childhood of being told that it's okay to be average, it's okay to be normal. Don't dream big, that's not for you. a teacher, as I was making a decision to end my education with 11th grade, as she looked me in my eyes and said, "You'll never amount to anything." A few years ago in life, when a person I admired, a father figure in my life, a person that changed me, not only through business, but spiritually, said, "It's a failure, you're a failure. You're never gonna make it, you're done, you're washed up." I just had to be louder than noise.
Constantly, throughout my entire life, every opportunity, whether athletic or business, I never took a shot. I was always scared, was always nervous of what other people would think. Didn't matter what I did, I never actually went all in. I never had a shot, never had an opportunity to really have someone to believe in me, people to believe in me. All I really was concerned about constantly was what would other people think if I took my shot and I failed. When I got started with Visalus, same thing started. What happens if I try? And what happens if I fail? What would other people think? I had to rise above the noise.
It's times like these you give and give again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these you again. Ladies and gentlemen, these royal ambassadors, these crown ambassadors, these global ambassadors, these Visalus millionaires, millionaires, they're no different than you. They've been told they're not good enough. They've been told it's not possible for them. They've had fear. They've had doubts. But they did it anyways. People that were closest to them said it would never be possible. They chased dreams that were lies. They were frustrated. They felt powerless. But every single one of them became louder than the noise. See, it's not the challenges or the problems in your life that define you. That's not your legacy. It's what you do in the face of adversity that defines you. What legacy will you leave? What story will be told about you long after you have passed? See, I know for a fact that many of you will walk out these doors and you will be louder than that noise. You'll be ready to get loud. I know that for a fact. I know that many of you have problems, challenges, and adversities that seem insurmountable before you walk through these doors this weekend. But I know when you walk out these doors this weekend that you will overcome them as a champion, as the true leader that you are, and that you deserve to be. I know without a shadow of doubt that you as an individual will win. And you'll win for yourself, and you'll win for your family, because you guys truly do deserve it. Do you believe that? You just gotta be louder than the noise. See, once you come to the understanding that each and every single one of you, all of you, all the way up here, all the way around. Once you take responsibility and ownership for you, and you make it happen for you, then we can all truly do something that's unprecedented. then we could all truly do something that's never been done before. I believe that we have enough stories now. See, 3 years ago we didn't have any stories. 3 years later, we've got 700 ambassadors. 700 ambassadors. We've got 30-something five-star ambassadors with an average income of $67,000 a month. We've now got 7 Royal Crown and Global ambassadors who make well over 6 figures a month. We have enough stories now for all of you to go, this is real. This is really happening. This is possible. This isn't something that's going to be here today and gone tomorrow. This isn't something that's fly-by-night. This is a movement now. It is no longer the cool thing to try. This is now a movement across the U.S. and Canada. Do you want to create a movement with us? Who wants to create a movement with us? See, ladies and gentlemen, it only takes but a few people to do something huge in this world. It only takes a few people to make massive change in the world. When we started this challenge, we had no idea that 3 years later we'd be standing at a stage in a football stadium creating a movement, yet here we are, creating a movement. And throughout history, there have been movements. There's been movements of technology. There's been movements of people being free. There's been movements of people going to the moon. There's been movement after movement after movement. We today will leave these doors and we will turn this little company into a revolution of fighting obesity, not just in the U.S. and Canada, but all across the world. Will you join us with this movement? I know that if everybody together pulls together, if we all pull together, we can take it from 10 million pounds lost, 15 million pounds lost, to 100 million pounds lost across the world. I know if there's 99 billion cheeseburgers served, there sure as heck can be 99 billion shakes served across the world, don't you? I have no doubt in my mind that we can go from 2.5 billion cookies and shakes served to children in need, that we can take it to 200 million cookies and shakes served to children in need. Do you believe that as well? Do any of you guys believe that? Are you willing to do what it takes as the individual, each of you, separate from each other, to do what you have to do as a responsible party to this cause and to this movement to make this company the #1 direct selling company in the world as fast as we can get it there? Are you up for your part? Do each of you accept that challenge as an individual? Do you accept that challenge? Yes or yes? But here's what it's going to take. There's problems in your life. All it is noise. We gotta rise above the noise. Let's get loud. You got stuff going on in your life, and I know it. But we're gonna have to rise above it. Let's get loud. You gotta go make stuff happen. Let's get loud. You gotta make change in your life. Let's get loud. We got people who say it cannot be done. Let's get loud. Let's get loud! There are people that say that little company will never become #1. Let's get loud! If you want to help us become the #1 movement in the world to go take obesity head on to become #1, then you must be committed to walk this stage in Los Angeles. Who is going to walk this stage in Los Angeles?